Okay, here we go. We're looking at Chapter 7. I'm going to take you through the most interesting bits. Product is clearly one of the most important aspects. Anything that you can hold, touch that's real is a product. So what we're looking at is pretty much why is this relevant to us as customers and as companies. I'm going to go through this, and when we start, you think of great products such as the Apple iPhone, iPad, all of their stuff. Tesla introducing great new products in terms of batteries that can store electricity for houses. There are companies out there that just do stuff really well. The car companies, there's a heap of stuff out there that you buy every day. Now, from our perspective, let's just go quickly through this chapter and I'll show you some of the key things. Now, again, we'll go through the classic definitions. I've got in the Moodle book a subsection, product lifecycle. New product development is my pet subject. I normally teach MARK101, where we develop new products and come up with marketing campaigns for them. It's also my PhD topic and master's topic. Now we're going to look at, obviously, how can an organisation use products to give an advantage. The one I will do 7.1, 7.2, 7.3 here now. 7.4.5 and 0.6 will be a separate video, just so there's not too much listening to me. Now, look, I like the case study here, McDonald's Create Your Taste. I absolutely despise using these things. Supposedly it is so you can go and customize your burger at McDonald's, which is exactly the opposite of what they were doing as an organisation. It was, here's what's on the menu, grab it, leave. Now we can customise it. I do like the marketing spiel that supposedly this is for us to get some healthier options. Again, from what I've actually seen of consumer behaviour, you younger guys absolutely love it. I'm not going to talk to a human being and get my order. They will hand it to me. That's as much interaction as I want. Again, different approaches. Is this a good thing? One of our great local stores to support when they open up, Chico's at Fig Tree and Wollongong, near the entertainment centre, have introduced a similar ordering system. Supposedly makes you guys feel more empowered. It's more efficient. I'm just a Gen Xer who's not a fan. Anyhow, now I've just highlighted some of the key points, guys. Again, looking at what could be in the multiple choice test, and this is the language that we need to know. Pretty much, I mean, you look at the definition. Product, what the marketer takes to the market and attempt to get someone to buy it. Really? No shit. I think you know where I'm going. Self-evident. It can be simple. Potato chips, Smith's crinkle cut chips, superb. Kettle chips, superb. But, a game, entertainment, Just Dance, there are lots of different things, lots of different definitions. Recently, they've blurred the line between a product and a service. Service dominant logic became a great term to say that everything is now service. There's no actual product. It's all about the value. To me, they're just reinventing the wheel. But guys, let's stick with what most of you work with and know. A product, something you can hold. Okay. Now, the definition here, good, service or idea that offer for exchange. Now, have a look at the actual examples here, and this is what you should do for yourselves. Goods are physical, tangible. A Big Mac is a good. A gyros from Frank at Suvaking is a good. A meat pie from Dapto Pies is a good, right? Other examples, toothpaste, shoes, cars. But services, you experience a service. You're getting an online degree experience at the moment. Again, you get a bit of paper at the end of 3 years. Great day when you graduate. Even better when you tell me you've got jobs in top marketing agencies. Lawyer, all of these are services. So guys, this isn't too hard to understand. Now, the total product concept. Again, this is a concept. The easiest way to learn this is just look at the diagram. Fundamentally, at any kind of product, there's just something that gives value. I used to use the example in class of why do you go to a hotel, right? What's the absolutely basic need? And most students would say, when they stop laughing, would go, okay, it's to sleep in a safe environment. And then we just ramp it up. Every time this circle goes out, you're adding another feature. An expected product is, if we go to a hotel in Australia, we expect a microwave, a bar, fridge, a television. Augmented product might be, there might be roses, there might be a free room service, and so forth. And it just expands out. You add features. Potential product could be Palazzo Versace, where it's everything, whatever you possibly want from the hotel. But as that circle gets bigger, usually your cost gets bigger, and your competitors eventually match you, unless you hold, if I'm using the cross shape to indicate a positioning map, and you hold a particular segment. Formula One hotels are just cheap, no nonsense. Go there, it's clean, it's safe, it costs you very little. I once paid $7 for accommodation on a boys' trip away. Yeah, it was dry, it was safe, depending on whether you looked at the filth on the sheets as a health hazard, because none of us actually got in the bed. We slept in our clothes, but it cost, this was 30 years ago, it cost $7 a night. Weren't expecting much. So again, guys, this is just to show that any product or service, like a university degree, what's the basic? Here it's an online course. There's no support to tutors, no online support, no interactions. Click on your units, get marked, minimal feedback. Is that really what you want from an online experience? Again. Now, this is interesting. The line I like here in the textbook was good. It is crucial for marketers to understand that when customers choose a product, they do not purchase something. Rather, they buy a solution to a problem. And that's interesting, because when you look at really what we're trying to do is solve a problem for a customer. It opens up the way you think at everything, and it stops this just myopia of, we're a hotelier. We just provide a roof over their head. Well, no, what is the context? Is it a great tourism experience, and you're providing their beds important? So again, look, read through this. You've got the core product, the expected, augmented. I went through it quickly. The potential, what it could be. They give a nice little example here of a mobile phone. You look at the phones from 10, 15 years ago, it is absolutely scary what a phone can do. And this is a nice way, expected, augmented. I mean, they're developing phones with flexible screens that bend. Like, what the fuss? I don't get it. But these are companies that are focused on a total product concept. We make the best phones. Apple and Samsung are competing to get the best technology. The same thing happens in televisions. You had curved screens a couple of years ago, massive screens, slimline screens. They're all trying to give you smart TVs, ease of connection to all your devices. This is what we're looking at. This is how some companies compete. Now, guys, this section, product relationships, it's our language. We just need to be able to say it. A product item is the basic, Bond's boxes. Okay, they like underwear here in this book. But a product line is really the ones that are an extension of it. Now, Bonds don't have one style. They have trunks, Y-fronts, boxes, and hipsters. So that just shows you then close to the basic product, an extension. Now, the product mix is when we start adding other stuff. It's a good example. Underwear, singlets, shorts, tracksuits, hoodies, socks. It's the complete additional packaging and items that people would normally buy other brands of. They go, well, why not buy our branded product as well? Now, product width refers to the number of product lines offered. You look at Tim Tams, Cadbury chocolates, any of those, they have heaps of different varieties. I lose track of how many different varieties Tim Tams come out with. Now, the next section on product classification is a must-know for multiple choice. This is just standard, guaranteed. you're going to cop. Most of the highlighted stuff will be picked up in the multiple choice bank, test bank. Now, these 4 are the big ones, and this is where it gets interesting, because depending on when we use the word engagement is pretty much, do I give a shit factor? Am I really thinking about it? Is this just an automatic purchase? I know what's in that category. I just buy it. I don't think about it. It's like when you can walk through a supermarket without social distancing, and you fill up your trolley and you're not even thinking about it because you've done it so many times. So let's have a look at some of the definitions. Shopping products is a good one. Moderate to high engagement with decision making with the process. So you're looking at examples of electrical appliances, furniture. We recently bought a new lounge because our dogs had destroyed it because they were living on them. We multiple stores, looked at recliners, all the options. This is not a frequently purchased something. They make reasonably good profits. Cameras, again, depending on your clothing. If you're paying $120 for a pair of off-white socks, or $770 for a Louis Vuitton genuine belt, I could say that's a shopping product. Now, for a lot of us, convenience products, also known as fast-moving consumer goods, are just things we buy every day. They're cheap. We buy them at local stores, supermarkets, all of that. So a lot of this stuff, guys, we don't pay a lot of attention to it. And this is a key point. Your packaging catches your attention. Your major brands, Red Bull, Coca-Cola, stuff that's in a vending machine, you can pick it up without even having to really focus your eyes on it. You know what it is. Now, your staples are the ones that are exciting, like milk, bread. I still can't believe they introduced A3 milk or A2 milk as a new product. They did a gap analysis, found that some people are really don't like cow's milk, or it was having negative effects. Bang, there's a new market segment. Bread, rice, soap. They're not promoted as much. They rely on your major brands have the best positions in the supermarkets in terms of shelf right in front of you. You can usually tell which has got the best brand power by where they are on the shelves in front of you. Impulse purchase, I think we're all guilty of this. Lining up for magazines, chocolates, chewing gum, stuff like that. Now, emergency products, well, I think the umbrella was definitely one of it after the drought-breaking rain. Now, specialty products are interesting ones. These are unique characteristics. We know what we want. We're not sort of going, I either want a BMW or I don't, or an Audi or I don't, or a Mercedes or not. So we know what's going on. They're more exclusive. So this tells you that we've pretty much brand loyal. We know what's going on. Now, an unsought product, guys, I'm so sick of watching TV, life insurance, funeral insurance. Aren't you worried if you die, your family will have to pay? No, I'm dead. I'm not going to worry about it. It's just, I love the line of, there's one little thing you can do to protect your family. All right, okay, life insurance with young kids, a little bit more serious, but the ads just crack me up. You don't think about it normally, okay? Now, back to this, I usually throw in a couple of business-to-business products. What are the parts and materials, raw materials, components? Businesses will make up manufactured goods and so forth. The usual ones are, capital equipment, buildings, etc., generators, all of the heavy equipment you see when you're putting up buildings, accessories as well. You've got a lot of services and supplies. The Swarovski example, okay, that's exciting. If you like Swarovski, I've bought it many as presents years gone by. Now, again, here are a couple of multiple choice questions, go through that. Now, with the product life cycle, guys, I will be putting on a couple of videos. This is easily explained by watching a couple of YouTube clips, but fundamentally it's the premise that, hey, a new product is born, It has a growth stage. It's a living thing. It gets to maturity, gets old, and it dies. Look, the usefulness of this concept is that when you look at where you spend a lot of your advertising money, in terms of getting brand awareness, adoption, people liking it, knowing it, talking about it, a lot of products, new products, will follow that curve. But when you look at something like a television, when's the TV dead? They just keep changing form, different styles, the functions there. They get very excited, the marketers, about this. You need to know it because all your managers have studied it. It's intuitive, in other words, it just makes sense. So I'm just going to quickly go over it. I don't get too worked up about it. I'm not going to give you a mini report on this at all, but you might get a couple of multiple choice questions. But here's the fundamental process, right? This is the sales that come in is this graph here. Initially, when you develop a new product, it takes forever to get your money back on your investment, and then it comes good, and eventually the product might change form and die. I mean, some examples, your VCR died. Mind you, I still don't know what your generation is doing bringing back record players. Again, it does my head in. They sound shit. They always sounded shit compared to CDs, yet we're coming back and you guys are using record players to listen to music. I don't get it. I know my son and brother-in-law bought Nintendo consoles to go back 20 years. The nostalgia effects of buying on consumers, it's one thing I did not see coming. All right, now guys, look, in terms of the product life cycle, new product development is just, you come up with new ideas. Any of your Apple products, things that haven't been seen before, work there. You introduce it. This is where it gets interesting. Have a read of a couple of these points about your sales costs, promotional costs. We're just trying to get people to buy, volume of sales, retailers to be useful. And during the growth phase, you've got a lot of sales coming in. Maturity, usually get, okay, everyone's got it. Prices are starting to be cut. There are specials on it. And you start saying, well, I'm not going to keep spending money on telling people about the product because everyone knows it's got one. And decline is when it just goes down to the point where it's just sitting there if it's still in your product line. Now, new product development, I'm going to show you guys some really cool new products. This is a classic definition by Boozell and Hamilton, 1982, where what is the definition of a new product? A new product line, new to the product modifications, etc. Again, we call this incremental improvement. New to the market would have been your iPod, stuff that no one had seen before. You look at, what is it, you're in-house, you guys are talking to Google, Alexa or whatever, and they're talking back to you and spying on everything we do. Now, what really fascinates me in terms of new product development is, in most larger companies, guys, the idea generation phase of getting your people to actually come up with ideas is it's a massive area. In the subject I normally teach, Paul Chad does a great job with it now, is we actually get students to come up with an original idea, go through this and market it, do a sales forecast all the way through to a new product plan. It really works well. We've even had students go on from this subject and be innovation interns with local companies where they actually went in as consultants and helped the company work on their new product development. So when you think of idea generation, we then go, all right, what's a good idea? You screen it. Then you've got to evaluate it. You've got to sit there and know how. You don't just sit there and go, oh yeah, it's a great idea. Well, why is it going to work? What value is it going to return back to the customer? How does it compare to the competitors? I mean, these are major complex decisions being made, usually with millions of dollars of marketing budget and sunk investment. I love it. Because the one thing about marketing and new products is something new is always coming. Now, electric cars going nuts. Drive your own full autonomous systems. How awesome would it be to get lit and say to your car, pick me up from the front of the club, you jump in, it takes you home. I mean, absolutely brilliant. Not going to impress any of the taxi drivers or Uber drivers, but that's where the world's going to. Now, your marketing strategy, test marketing, commercialisation, these are just all the decisions that are being made by new product development teams or committees normally on how we're going to get this to market, what's going to work. And we talk about it being a logical process, new product manager. There are heaps of different systems, Agile, Scrum, Stage-Gate, designed on how to do this for larger companies. What I love at the moment, you want to see some brilliant ideas, get onto Kickstarter. Kickstarter has the most creative, the best gadgets. It's a great way because it immediately, if consumers like the concept, they like this, they put their money in and the company's already got the cash, right? They've proven that there's a demand for it. Absolutely superb. This could take years. Kickstarter, 2 weeks. I love it, guys. There's so much happening. Now, with that, you've got an interesting concept here, which is fundamental to new products. How long does it take for someone to adopt a new product? And the stages are pretty distinct. Now, the thing is, all of this gets thrown out the window. This is the traditional awareness, interest, evaluation, trial, adoption. This can take years. Microwaves, took 20 years for microwave ovens to be adopted. I hassled my mum for 5 years to get a microwave at her place. No, I don't like them. They're no good. They're dangerous. My daughter was born when they had to heat her milk bottle up. There was a microwave there in 3 hours. I just sat there going, really? It's like, it's for our darling granddaughter. Again, now with online, we have literally reviewers who do this for us. That tell us whether it's good or bad. We could see millions. We can see how many people are buying it. We can get on forums. This has become so compressed, it's absolutely frightening. So it's really good. And again, this curve is your classic BAS curve, your diffusion of innovation. And I love this because the categories are right. When a new product's introduced, now these are ancient percentages. Depending on what it is, it tells you who's most likely to get to it first, who's going to be an early adopter who waits to see what these guys say. But remember, the price of the product's up here and slowly dropping. The early majority, I'm here, guys. I'm a laggard. I take forever to adopt anything because I know that it's going to drop in price. I think I gave you the golf club example where they came out at $800. Best driver I'd ever used, but I wasn't going to torpedo my marriage by buying an $800 club. I waited years and then picked it up at the right price and did hit it well. But here's a beautiful definitions of all of these. And again, it'd be funny for you to have a look at and say, well, depending on the category, am I an innovator? Did I get the new phone straight away? Did I wait? Do I talk to my friends? Or I just have to be talked right into adopting something new? Now, you get and again, diffusion curves do change culturally, something to know. So again, guys, this to me, it's exciting. When you look at new products, and one of the things that doesn't come across is that when I did my PhD, it backed up international studies. 40% of companies' sales come from new products that have been introduced in the last 3 years. You don't innovate, you die. It's a saying that we have. So people expect things to change. Modifications. I mean, Domino's, in terms of innovation, they're now taking pictures of their pizzas to make sure you got enough bits of pepperoni, or you're a vegan, I don't know, pineapple, whatever that's on it. Your tracking device, love it. You guys sit there going, oh, it's coming, my pizza's nearly here. That one I can relate to. Now, guys, look, the whole Fitbit stuff, I got a laugh. We once bought, I think, a new computer and a sales promotion at Harvey Norman. Actually, no, it was Domain at Warrawong. Great guys. Was get a new Fitbit. I was paying for it. I didn't even see it. My daughter snaffled it up straight away, and then my wife got it. Look, I don't get this fascination of knowing what is it. Your heart rate. You've got workouts. Email, whatever these things do, it cracks me up. But gee, you guys love your innovation. All right, now what else have we got? Product lifecycle. Go over these. These are actually the concept and application checks. These have been pretty much the most accurate of what I'm interested in. Yeah, I'd be curious in terms of new products you guys have taken or a service. How long did it take you to be convinced to try it? Where do you fit on? Are you a natural laggard, a bit more reserved, you want more info, or if your influencer says buy it, it's great, you're there? Now, look, we've got here product differentiation, guys. I think the exercise we've done on positioning gives you an idea that different attributes matter. And again, when you look at all the characteristics down here that are differentiators, you've got design, brand, image, style, quality, features. Again, you can look at it even with pizzas. You've got your basic pizzas, your Domino's, your classic range. You've then got crusts that are supposedly healthier. I've always preferred pizzas that are from an Italian family restaurant. Il Porcellino at Balgownie do a nice pizza. In terms of that, there are a couple other places around town that are okay. I don't mind them. My all-time favourite is still Pinocchio's Pizza. The ham and pepperoni. 30 years ago, I've been waiting for one to be put together in the original recipe. What is it? Is it the atmosphere? Do you sit in? What comes into it when you sit there and consume? A lot of wood fireplaces have come up in town for pizzas that when we could sit in and watch and eat and dine. Mind you, they have an example of IKEA. I call it the divorce maker. I hate IKEA as a store. I hate going there. I hate hearing the name. I'm not a fan of IKEA. But you look at the volume of people that go in and they hit a great spot on a positioning map of do-it-yourself, cheap, great trendy designs. I get why people go there, but I'm just not a fan of them. All right, warranties and that. Look, we've bought products. Our dining table when we first got married was a 10-seater. We had a massive area at the back of the house. It was Harvey Norman. Gave us 2 years to pay it back interest-free and sold it at the sale price. Great stuff. Again, all right, what have we got? RSPCA. Now, guys, we're at the bottom. You've got your concept check, product categories. This is a chapter where really you've just got to learn your definitions. We get what products are. We consume them every day. We touch them. We evaluate them. But here we need to learn our terminology. And I apologise, it's gotten to nearly 30 minutes, but it is a big chapter. I'll finish 7.4 and 5 in a separate section.